Hello students, welcome to Weather and Climate. This class has Meteorology 10, which satisfies the B1 requirement of your general education requirement. Today this lecture is going to be going into a little bit about myself as well as how the class will go. We'll go over the syllabus. We're not going to get into any material today though. I will upload a video on Monday and that's when we'll start getting into the meat and the bones and you'll have your first assignment and things like that. So don't worry, the work is coming. Not too much though. So to start off with, actually, my name is Rhonda Plofkin. You can call me Professor Plofkin, Professor P. I'm pretty laid back, so, just be nice and all is good. So a little bit about myself. And let's see, my slide doesn't want to work. There we go. So I actually grew up in New Jersey. I moved to Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, when I was 16 years old. I am or was a teen parent, so I had two boys. I had them young, when I was young, and decided to go back to school actually when they were teenagers. So I got my degree in 2014 and in atmospheric science from Creighton University. And after I got my degree, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So I actually ended up going back to school, in 2016 for a degree in intelligence and analytics. So I was actually in my second year of graduate school and went to spring break in Florida and got to watch the weather satellite be deployed in Cape Canaveral. The first one, it was GOES 16, anybody who's familiar with that. And while I was there and saw, the satellite go up, on NOAA or NASA radio, they were talking about how they wanted to basically use AI and analytics in order to analyze the satellite data. And I said, oh, wow, that's exactly what I want to do. So after that, I decided to apply for an internship at NASA, and I got it. And so I ended up coming here to the Bay at Ames Research Center for an internship. And when I was done, I did get a contract. And while I was contracting, I taught here at SJSU part-time. And, I just love teaching. So I decided to go full-time when my contract ended. And here I am. So that's how I ended up being in the Bay. And at SJSU. So I'm from Nebraska, so I don't really know a lot of geography. I don't know like a lot of cities all over the place in California. I'm still kind of learning the ropes over here, as well as SJSU. So if I don't always know the answer to everything that you ask me, I will try to find the answer, and I guess we can learn together. My passion, though, even though I got my graduate degree in intelligence and analytics, my passion is definitely weather. As you can see here, this is me. I got a tornado in the background here. And I've seen, 17 tornadoes and one water spout. I've definitely seen hail like this big when I've been storm chasing before. So I love weather. I love to talk to people about the weather. I love explaining how weather phenomena works because, a lot of people don't really know because a lot of grade schools or high schools don't really go into it very much in their curriculum. So that's pretty much me. I do live in Mountain View because I started off here at Ames Research Center. I have a dog. Where's my dog? Argos, come here. Well, he's sleeping. Apparently he doesn't want to come say hi to me today. Maybe you'll see him some other time. He's not around. He likes to bark, so hopefully he doesn't bark when we're recording. Okay, so that's me. So let's actually go over the syllabus here. So I have the syllabus right here. This is on Canvas, by the way, as well. So you can see that, let's see, this is going to be where my office is located. It's on the 6th floor of Duncan Hall. It's right across from the Office of Meteorology and Climate Science. I do have office hours. This is going to be my office hours. I am full-time, but I only teach in school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I don't know how much I'm actually going to be on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you do need to come in on those days to see me, please let me know and don't just come because I don't want you to, go to my office and have me not be there. And that's my office phone number. So feel free to leave me a message and call me if you like. So this is actually the textbook. I thought a lot about the textbook and what I was going to do regarding this class, and I really just like having a textbook that doesn't cost you very much. I actually have one that's free and it won't cost you anything. So the textbook is actually located on Canvas in the files section, and I also just put it on the module, the point 5, because this is I consider this week point 5. In the top of so when you basically land on the Canvas page, it should be the very at the top of that page right there. So hopefully you can just click on it and then you can download it, from there, whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you want, you can always feel free to purchase, a newer version of the book. But most of you are not majors, and so I just don't want you to have to spend a ton of money. Now, that being said, I do expect you to read the book. So, I will be assigning homework out of the book to encourage you to be reading the book. Um, you know, I firmly believe that there are many ways that people learn, and I can try to describe things to you many different ways, but I might not describe something to you in the way that you actually learn. So, if you're struggling, trying to get information from various sources and having different ways of it being explained to you is very beneficial, because one of those ways is probably going to hit up the way that you learn, and then you'll be able to understand it. And I try to describe things in multiple ways, but I can't promise you that I'm going to hit it the way that you actually learn. So definitely pick up the book, definitely read it, and that's the benefit of reading it. Also, reading and seeing it versus hearing it and that kind of thing, it kind of solidifies it in your memory as well. Okay, so this is going to be the course description. You guys can kind of go over that yourself. This is going to be the learning objectives. This is something defined by the school that, I need to go over with you guys. So, you guys can read this. This is all up under the file section in our course website or on the Canvas site. So lecture notes basically is going to include PowerPoint slides. There will be video lectures every week. Those will all be available on Canvas. Let's see, I definitely want you to watch all the videos. There will be information in the videos that I can't promise will also be, in the book, because I kind of have my own style and my own way of describing things and different things that I like to, emphasize that the book might not emphasize as much. Let's see. Yeah, I encourage you not to just focus on the slides and the lectures, but also read the book. So, I want you to be engaged in this class, I do expect you to be reading for, probably a good 20 minutes, skim over it if nothing else a week. I do have, I expect you to watch the videos. I try to make sure that the videos are not very long, so it's not too cumbersome for you. As you can see here, there's different ways that I had to assess you, and different ways, I'm going to try and facilitate learning. So hopefully it'll be a more well-rounded class. So, I would expect, not less time in the class because it's online. It should be the same as a class that you sit inside. Let's see, the final exam will be comprehensive. There will be 2 midterms or 2 exams, however way you decide to say it. I do split it up to 2 exams because I feel that it is way too much information for you to try to remember all at once in one midterm, because there is a lot that we learn in this class, and so I just feel like it's just too much just to have these 2 tests and to have that be your only chance to really demonstrate what you've learned. So I try to give you as many chances as you can to try and demonstrate that. Okay, so there'll be about 12 homework activities. I'm not sure exactly how many. I'm kind of tweaking the class a little bit, trying to make it better for you guys. Oh, here's Argos. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. So this is Argos. Come say hi. He's a Nebraska dog. He moved all the way here with me. Say hi. Okay. So, okay, back to our assignments. So there'll be about 12. I don't know how many exactly. I'm kind of tweaking it a little bit. Let's see. At each activity, generally speaking, is about 10 points. I do have a late policy. So if it is late, I don't know why this thing keeps popping up. Let's see. So if it is late, it'll be reduced 10%. And then anything past that first day, it'll be reduced 25% each day. Let's see. And then I also have online chapter quizzes. These will open up, as we go through the course. But here's the thing. The quizzes will like close the night before the test. So, let me give you an example here. All right, so this is basically our schedule. Okay, here's exam one. This is going to be the review for exam one. Okay, so here is when we actually will take exam one during this week right here. Okay, so the quizzes are going to close on this week right here, like before. I put they're due here, but really they're going to close before the exam. The reason why I do it before the exam is because I want you to use these quizzes in order to learn, like to help you study for the exam. So you'll have 3 chances to take these quizzes. And it'll record the highest score that you get, and that score will, be put into the system as, your grade. So, let me find where it was here. Here we go. So here we go. 3 attempts. And because, they close at the end and they're meant for you to study, after that test is administered, the quizzes are done. And so there's no makeup for the quizzes after the exam. I encourage you not to procrastinate too far because you might forget it. I try my best to remind you guys of these things, but, in the end, it is, on you to basically remember to take them. So some people I do know they take them, right after, I teach it, like right when it opens up, okay, as we're going through the class. And some wait until the end, when they're studying to kind of test their knowledge. That is up to you. One of the biggest things that you're going to learn in the 4 years that you're in college is going to be how you actually learn yourself. So as you might try and do it one way, and if it doesn't work for you, you might do it another way because, it's not going to work the same for everybody in this class. Okay. Here's the thing about resources, basically different things that you can look to for resources. You can come and see me. I always encourage my students to go. YouTube is a great, as long as it's a good source and it's from a good, reliable place, then it can be a really, really good resource. It can be a bad one as well. So just kind of watch where the source is from, like where you're watching it from. Is it NASA or is it, Fox News, which would be terribly biased, right? And there might not be something, completely true because we know the media kind of lies sometimes. Okay, and then we also have online discussion. Okay, so this is to try. Basically, what am I trying to say? I am trying to facilitate you guys to get engaged in this class. I want you to have discussions and meaningful discussions with each other, and kind of get to know each other as well as you can on an online class. So, definitely, post the best you can, answer or, when I say post to the discussion post, make sure it's your own words, make sure it's your own, thoughts, try to make it, as original as you can. I'm looking when I'm going over those and when my graders go over them, we're looking for thoughtful responses. Okay. Did you really think about it or did you spend like 2 seconds and like just type something in to get the grade? I want to see that you're actually thinking about it. So as long as I see that, then you'll get, the 10 points. But if you start responding to other people and I see that you guys are having discussions, then I'll increase that and I'll give you more than 10 points because I'm going to reward you for, being engaged in the class and engaging the other students around you. So, I'm just throwing that out there. I would definitely, if you see something that sparks your interest, look something like research it, do a couple Google searches and bring it up to your classmates. So one of the things I actually did this semester which is a little different than I've done before, is I split you guys up into groups because, there's a larger class. Actually, I have 2 sections of this class. One is a little bit larger than the other one. So one of you guys will be split up in larger groups than the other one. But either way, there's going to be, more like probably 10. I'm shooting to have about 10 people per group so that you guys aren't overwhelmed with all of these, responses and going through them and kind of like, whoa, all these people are going to see what I'm writing. I'm just going to kind of, and it'll be the same 10 people. Okay, it won't change throughout the semester. It'll be always the same 10 people. So you guys can kind of, get to know your writing styles and how you work and that kind of thing. Okay, classroom environment, weather isn't too controversial until you get to climate change, and then it's extremely controversial. So that being said, please, please, please respect your other classmates. Whatever they think is okay. This is a safe place. Okay, we're all here to learn, and we're all here to test out different ideas and think different ways. So please be respectful of each other, and I'll be, going in and monitoring your conversation, so I will see if somebody isn't. So please be nice. Okay, so here is our schedule. You can see that our first exam will be the week of March 2nd. And let's see. Oh, and as far as the due date on the quizzes, I wouldn't fret too much about it because when I put them in there actually is a due date piece that I actually put in. And so, just look at the due date. Make sure you're kind of keeping an eye on those due dates, and that's with all of your assignments and all of the discussions and all. I try to be pretty consistent. I try to open everything up on Monday and close it all on Sunday, so that should give you kind of like an idea as to what it's like. So what I will do is actually on Mondays when I'll have the quizzes due of this week, and then I'll have the test to begin, a little bit later on in the week to kind of give you a couple days to study. And regarding the tests, I do give study guides out, so it's not going to be a lot of material where you're going, oh my gosh, what's most important? What do I study? I'm going to give you guys some study guides and I'll do a review lecture, like this one. I'll record one so you guys kind of have an idea as to what's going to happen. I try not to sneak anything, up on you guys. I'm pretty transparent, so, and you guys will see that as the class goes on. Okay, and then you can see how, we have the global climate change, and then we have our final, which, because it's an online class, there isn't an actual, you guys are usually mainly freshmen in this class, so, all your other classes that are live, like where you're actually coming to class, will have an actual set date and time that you have your final, but in online classes, they don't. So it'll kind of open up during this week and I'll, email you guys this, but it'll open up during this week, and then you guys will have a window of time to take it in. So not too much, not too difficult. No makeups on test, by the way. I'm trying to make sure I say everything. Okay, so writing on plagiarism and, cheating. Obviously, don't cheat, okay? Obviously don't plagiarize. And I think most people understand that they can't just copy something out of a book. But in today's day and time, with the internet, it's really easy to just copy and paste something off the internet for your homework. Oh, she just asked me this, I'm just going to copy and paste it. That I actually have a thing that I turn on for your homework and all your stuff, and it's called Turnitin. And when I turn that on, it actually scours everything that everybody has actually submitted in the past, and it actually looks for copying and plagiarizing and copying and pasting and that kind of thing. So I'll actually be able to see if other people have submitted similar answers to yours in the past, or if it's online somewhere or that kind of thing. So please don't copy and paste. Please try to come up with your own answers. Part of what you're doing here in a general education course is learning how to convey information that you've consumed. So you read something or you hear something, and then how do I relay that to an audience or somebody else that I'm talking to in a meaningful manner? So I want you to come up with your own words and your own ideas and things like that. Plus, I want to hear them. Okay, so we get plagiarism. Incompletes don't usually come in. So I think that's everything that I had to go over. Yeah, so I look forward to having all of you guys in my class, and I really enjoy teaching this class, so we're going to have a really, really, really good semester. I look forward to reading your discussion entries and meeting a few of you. I usually have some people stop by my office, so, come by, even if just say hello if you want, because I love meeting my students. So for now, I'll just try to keep it at that, and you guys will be hearing from me on Monday. All right, have a great weekend. Bye.